Alright, so we're not always going to be conveniently looking at root 3, 5, and then the Dorian would be 2, 4, 6 of whatever key, and the Phrygian would be 3, 5, 7. You're going to see a lot in the guitar. The only way or the easiest way to play these chords are in one of the inversions. So the easiest one to look at is root 3, 5, and then you get the first inversion's 3, 5 root, the second inversion's 5 root 3. And you'll see that in the strings. In E shape, you're looking at 5 root 3. In A shape, you're looking at 5 root 3. But people who are more knowledgeable about guitar playing, as opposed to whatever we're doing here, will tell you, wait, no, the A shape over here, although we have a second inversion A right here, a second inversion root chord right here in the A shape, whatever it may be, whatever chord it may be, if you start on the fifth of that key, you'll get this second inversion up here in the A shape. But you look at it, there's a root down here, so there are other instances of the chord. The A shape may not have a lot of choices. G shape certainly has more choices, because with the G shape of the chord, here's your root. All right, so you're playing the chord. When you play the G shape, you've got root 3, 5 on the bottom. And while I've got you looking at root 3, 5, when you want to do a G minor shaped G caged, G minor cage shape, all you do is you move this 3 to flat 3 here, and you're going to go root flat 3 fifth. That's a G minor shape. Okay, so it would be, let's see, if C is the root, okay, it'd be, as opposed to in that G shape here. It's tough to play like that. And that we're going to use in the modes. A lot of people don't know about G minor shape or C minor shaped in caged. But you look at these guys down here, and we're going to explain that in the next chart. So let's go ahead with the next chart right now. Okay, this is the chart, and then the last chart focuses on half diminished. Okay, so I went ahead and got all that taken care of. Don't worry about half diminished. We have an entire discussion on it planned. So when we look at the C, the key of the C-shaped cage, which is this, okay, you put the capo on, all right, it goes, now in pentatonic it would be, hit that third twice on the way, but that was the C shape. And then this A here is the A shape of that C, and the G is the G shape of that C going up, C A G, and when we get E is the E shape of that C. All right, and D is the D shape of that C way up here. I can hardly do the whole thing. Okay, I'm doing the C shape stuff. Now, what are all these other letters? It means if you're in, I can play all 7 modes in this one cage right here. This cage, which is just, see where my hand is? That's the cage. This is the cage where my hand is right here. I can play all 7 modes in that cage. Okay, the C chord is the Ionian R. Now what's the Dorian? C is the easiest. Dorian's a D shaped, D minor shaped D. So you have your regular D positive, what do you call it, D major, and then you just drop the third, but it's a different fingering. You know, you can't just make this finger go underneath the other one. It doesn't want to. So you have to go to a different fingering, but it's D minor here. Now we're talking music, right? It sounds more musical. But we can look at it up here and see our C shape right here is root 3 5 root, or essentially, since this plays itself, because the capo plays that or the fret bar plays that, what you're playing is root 3 root. When you hit a C, you're putting your fingers down on root 3 root. People, you know, so that's pretty much a root chord. People like identify that with the C shape. Now if you bar where the last finger was, and then you play an A shape from there, you play an A as if now this is an A, but it's a C because it went up from here. Okay? Then you got the A shaped C. So here's A shaped C, which when you started here, because this is where the C ended, you bar this now, and you got the A shaped C, 5R3 there. Bar that and play a G there, and you get this G shaped chord. Okay, so let's go back to C for a second and look at this. So we've got R, 3R is the C-shaped chord. What are these little numbers? Okay, these cross things, E cross A, these are shapes. So if I do a pentatonic C, a pentatonic E, which is on the 4th, and a pentatonic G, which is on the 5th, okay, remember the G shape has the root there, so that would be, the root would be the 5th of C, okay, or the C shape. So if you're doing a C shape of E, the 5th is going to be a B note, but the key shape is C, you know. So we're just talking about cage. Cage starts in C, so people can, you know, the guitar is friendly to the key of C. It's not, it's arranged so it can be played just as easily as the E and the A and the B. That's why I downtuned this to C, so I could play, you know, E-shaped C's, and I thought that would really help me, because then I could go up the neck and learn stuff. That's how I got onto a lot of this. So we go to D minor shaped D minor, which is up here. Now what is the D minor? We can borrow this. It's the 2, 4, and the 6. Alright, so we look, where's the 2, 4, 6? Right here. 2, here's the 4, 6, and the 2. Remember, this is warped. This is warped. Now we're looking at chord shapes that we're all familiar with, not patterns. Okay? They will warp into the chord shapes. The patterns will warp into the chord shapes. When you warp the patterns, you get the chord shapes. Alright? So there's the D minor right there. 2, 4, 6, or what is it? 6, 2, 4, right? 25 or 6 to 4. Then we got the E-shaped D minor. E minor shaped D minor. Now why is that redundant? Because once we get to the next shape up, we're going to have to change this. And look, this is cage, C-A-G-E-D. Look at this, D-C-A-G-E. It's like cage, but it's going around in like a Q and coming back in, you know, it's going in a circle. E-D-C-A-G, E-D-C-A-G. These are the same. They're supposed to be.